Greetings, gamers. Welcome back to the late game. I am the long game hunter, and this is the Banner Saga. We are getting into the thick of the consequences of our choices here, as Onef betrayed us all, murdered Oddleaf and Egil, and then made off with Alette into the woods. Now, a quick aside, there was a bit of a crash in the last game, and I had to end the recording session. Things didn't save properly. I just had to redo the previous fight. Now, Ivor went down, and Nid, the new archer, she went down. I think, if I remember correctly, that's pretty close to what happened in the original. I didn't redo it step for step, but it's pretty, like, people got the kills they were supposed to, people went down that were supposed to, I'm pretty sure at least. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna keep going. So. "Where is Alette?" shouts Ivor, tearing through the nearest bandit, but you're already hobbling into the deep woods where they disappeared, ignoring the battle raging behind you. In a haze of pain, you think you've lost their tracks. Then you hear Alette screaming in the distance, followed by silence. You tear through the trees. In a small clearing, Alette lies with her back against a tree. Her hands and her clothes are covered in blood. She stares vacantly ahead, unblinking. Beside her is the body of Onef, an arrow buried in his right eye as if placed there by hand. She looks in your direction, then at Onef. "I killed him," she says. Okay. "Alette, are you alright?" You cringe as much from the pain as the appearance of Alette after her bloody struggle with Onef. "No, I'm not hurt. I had no choice. Dad, your chest, you're bleeding." Suddenly she is at your side, putting pressure on the wound. I can fix this. Where's my needle? Oddleaf! Anyone!" "Ivor! I found them." Just as your sight goes black, you see Avon, Ivor, and Alette standing over you. When I see Avon and Alette, would think that Ivor would be impossible to miss. "He's going to make it?" Your eyes open to the sound of Alette's voice. "Normally, a wound like that, I only hope I did enough. I'll survive." "Dad!" Alette stops herself from hugging your bandaged chest, pulling your head to her instead. The words come out easier than you expected. "Oddleaf?" "It's a good thing Avon was here. She's going to pull through, though it was a nasty wound." Well, that's good. At least. "We managed to kill most of those traitorous sons of bitches, and the rest fled into the woods." "There was a lot of people I couldn't save." "You did everything you could, Avon. Nobody expects you to raise the dead." Avon frowns deeply, putting a hand to his forehead. "Why did Onef do this, Rook? He was talking to you right before it happened." He had been planning it all along. He thought my leadership would get us killed. I don't know. Again, that is pretty clearly what he thought, but saying that out loud certainly doesn't instill a whole lot of confidence in the man with the collapsed lung. Okay. He had been planning it all along. "I think that much is clear." Echo killed a good half-dozen of Onef's men by himself. He told me Onef was running Frostfeller the whole time. No, he told me Onef was running Frostfeller the whole time. Really? That seems like painting a bullseye around wherever the arrow landed. He left Frostfeller behind when he saw a better opportunity. Guess that relationship is over. Echo was always just the barking dog you put in the yard to find out who your enemies are. Again, really didn't seem that way. And certainly Echo could have told us that at any time. It was no accident Onef went after those of us from Skobra. He must have thought with us gone, he'd take the banner and the rest would fall in line. Or at worst, they'd take all the supplies for themselves and leave the rest of us as dredge bait. We have to be more careful. We can't just let anyone join the caravan anymore. No, nothing changes. We're not like him. Where do you draw the line, Ivor? We'll be more cautious. See, is that me asking him to take the lead on this? To determine that? Or am I questioning him? I believe in that. Right there. Ethics and standards and morals are easy to have when they don't cost you anything. It'll be more... And I would like to think that this is kind of conveying that. But no, nothing changes. We're not like him. You're a better person than I, Rook. None of this changes the fact that Bellower is out there somewhere, following us. That swamp around Sigrholm might buy us some time, but we've got to keep moving. Your body aches all over, but Ivor's right. The road calls. The caravan is already starting to pack up camp. Well, that's a shame, as our morale could desperately use a rest. We don't have a whole lot of supplies, but yeah, we're gonna take a rest. We cannot continue with poor morale. Well, not that poor, at least. But let's find out how Oddleif's doing. I mean, she's alive. That's a help. How is the wound? You notice Oddleif wince as she rises to greet you. It's doing a lot better. When I saw it happen, I thought for sure. Well, I'm really glad you're... You would have missed me, Rook. She smiles. Without Eyvind, that's all you could have done. Instead, you'll have to put up with my crap a little longer. It still aches like you wouldn't believe, though. Oh, maybe you would. Heard you took a stabbing yourself. I guess things could have gone worse. Think about what to say. How's your husband doing? What do you think about the caravan? I'll let you get to... Oh, that's right, your husband's still alive and well. How's your husband doing? Oddleif's smile falls like a lead weight. Well, damn. That was the wrong topic of conversation. Maybe you should have asked about her husband to somebody who wasn't, quite so personally affected by his loss. I'm sorry, Rook. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. He died in Einartoft. It just didn't seem like the right time to, put that burden on you. I should have said something. It's been lonely without him. I'm glad to have Alette around. And you, Rook. You think about what to say. What do you think about the caravan? You mean, should we start kicking people out? That's a tough one. Usually I'd be the first to give you a dirty look for suggesting it. On the other hand, I got a sword in my back. Oddleif thinks for a long moment before sighing. Don't send anyone away. Just make sure nothing happens to Alette. You think about what to say. Yeah, I'll let you get some rest. Okay. Thanks. I'll take you up on that. You know, you're welcome to keep me company. When I'm a little more awake, I mean. I'll talk to you later. That seems like it has the stirrings of romantic interest. And, you know, she's a hell of a character. Alright. Let's see what Ekil has to say for himself. Look who it is, still not dead. How are things, Rook? I can never guess with you, Ekil. I heard you helped drive off the traitors when Onef attacked us. And it leaves me always wondering, what's your deal? I'm not so hard to understand. Why don't you try asking instead of telling? You consider what to say. Why didn't you... Yeah, absolutely. Why didn't you warn us about Onef? Didn't I? How many times did I have to call him a traitor before you got the message? What did you want me to say? Watch out, Onef's going to murder your whole family. He didn't fill me in on the details. He was always like that. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to convince you to off me. But listen, I don't need to know, so keep it to yourself. Why did you stick with him? You're welcome to stay with us. I want you to leave. I need to get going. Yeah, why did you stick with him? I don't know, Rook. Family makes you do weird things. You know what the worst part is? We became kin when he married my sister. She died of a fever one night. But she didn't. She wasn't sick. He killed her. I don't know why he did it. Maybe he just felt like it. I was so furious. I got so angry that I wanted to make him beg. I could kill him without a second thought, but that wasn't enough. I wanted him to feel sick about it, puke his guts out. And somehow that turned into, over time, he never cared. And I gave up and did what he wanted. I don't know how it happened. But when I attacked you in Frostfelder, guess I'll just say it wasn't my idea. That does put a certain spin on things with him. And his shifty eye. Super shifty eye. Look at the shifty eye. Okay. You're welcome to stay with us. Had no plans to go anywhere. So you're gonna let me walk around with my own axe and everything? That doesn't mean I'm not watching you. I can accept that. You're a good man. I need to get going. And I need to take a piss. You're not the only busy man around here, you know. You shake your head as Ekil steps away from camp. Shaking my head as I step away from the computer, really? There's a lot going on in that conversation. Okay. Well. Time to see if I can give somebody a promotion. Injured, 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 injured. Everybody's so injured. Crap. Alright, well. Let's see, what can... If I were to rank you up, you You could command allies further away from you, and that's not a bad idea, but I kind of like encouraging you to get up into everybody's business in the front lines. Oh, good, we've got some of our items back, too. Fantastic. I don't remember what Eagle had, but it looks like we've lost it, whatever it was. Or was it that? It may well have been that, actually. In fact, it was probably that. And I like that where it is right now, honestly. Okay. He could be promoted. And honestly, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. Yep, gonna promote him. Increase his armor a little. No. Increase his willpower a little, because he runs through it quickly, and with his ability ranking up, that means he's going to run through it even quicker. And then, the wonderful, wonderful armor break archer tactic. Works for me. In fact, one of the things we can do now is we can actually take these ridiculously oversized gloves off of the sparkle fingers here. Give it to our huntsman here. That's going to be nice. And then we can give sparkle fingers. Well, you know, I suppose we could give him this. Yeah, the extra willpower is not going to be bad on him. So, alright. Not a bad idea at all. Now we still have some renown. If I have the ability to look at the map, that would be nice, but it doesn't look like we have a map here. Oh, map! Haha! Alright, so how far away am I from some sort of town? Not too far. Reykjavik. What started out as battlefields in the First Great War, Reykjavik transformed into farmland in peaceful times, where the godstone of Björulf, god of the drink, seems to still have some influence over the fertile fields that yield a potent harvest, which gets sold in every corner of the land. Reykjavik's brews, it is said, are half the reason anyone still goes to Borsgard these days. Okay. Alright. That sounds like a place that'll have supplies for days. Fantastic. Good. And we're not that far away. Sigerholm is there, and we're probably a couple of days out. We might spend one day hungry, but that isn't terrible. Well, it's no more or less terrible than what we just went through. In fact, probably a little less. In fact, it's probably a little less. Alright. So we're gonna rest a day. Weak morale, but that's better than nothing. Alright. Let's get out of here. And down goes the morale again. So it does. Okay. Crap. No encouragement or tales of glory will lift the spirits of the caravan. In the north we have times like this, says one of the Varl. The other giants grin, raising tankards and horns of mead. Skull! They shout, and make short work of their drinks, explaining that each person takes a drink when someone tells a story that is more miserable than the last. Others join them for the second round, and mead is passed your way. Leave the others to their drinking game. I'll join the giants in drinking. Alcohol and mead is good for collapsed lungs, right? Right? Taking the mead, you shout, Skull! The crowd cheers and laughter echoes through the camp for hours as each person comes up with increasingly more absurd stories of woe. The Varl's remedy is a success, and the caravan is in a much better mood the following day, albeit hungover and with less meat than before. But morale's good, and we're almost to town. Fantastic. Alright, I'm going to spend one day hungry. And we watched a few people die of hunger. Let's not forget that. When that bell rings, it's because people have died from hunger. The villagers here are completely oblivious to the destruction that is coming. All we've seen is some dark figures far off, they tell you. Aside from a few young families, they're reluctant to pick up their things and join you. Fair enough. What do they have for food here? Oh, happy day. Okay. Almost all of it. Fantastic. 9 days worth of food. Okay. Let's see. Obsidian powder. Bale's locket. Oh, that would not be bad for our sparkle fingers. Our mender. The eyeless rift. That's not bad. But it's awfully expensive. We wouldn't have been able to afford it anyways. Alright. Lots of supplies. Supplies for ages. Good, good, good. Alright. Where are we headed from here, I wonder? Well, let's first rest up a little bit. Pull up the morale a little. Let's do that one more time. We've got a week worth of food. Where are we headed from here? That is the question. Where are we headed from here? I mean, we might end up going that way or that way, but I have a feeling we're going to be heading to Boersgard here. Yeah, probably down there. That's where the path seems like it's going. Sten's march. Not content to stop in Stromlund, a man named Sten hoped to find land as rich as Arborang along the new coast. Instead, he found bog. All the way up the coast he went until ice covered the trees. This is far enough, said Sten, and he stopped in Skokra. Interesting. Interesting to see some of the stories about where we came from. Langloom Forest. The most sprawling forest known to man or Varl, the Langloom is often remembered for having occasional rows of perfectly lined trees that look out of place in the middle of the wilderness, as if they had been carefully planted or even placed. Many suppose the Loom Mother planted the trees herself, and the rest instantly sprang up around them. But the Langloom is a dangerous place that rarely harkens back to the image of the Loom Mother. Alright. Let's get back on the road, I think. Well, you know, while we're here... let's see what we can read about Nid. A mother of 3... Nid comes from a life that never had to worry about things like dredge destroying her hometown of Frostfeller, but has adapted better than anyone expected. Yep, true enough. Seen Krumra? There are not many Varl older than Krumra, and not many who have had as much experience fighting the dredge. In Wyrmtoe, eager fighters would regularly come to him to learn his secrets. And he'll tell them. Repeatedly, he'll tell them. I don't think I ever read Egil's story, or Hakon's for that matter, and that's a real shame. We might meet up with Hakon later, but we'll see. Time to hit the road. Alright. Now we're back to making good time, I think. witness that force. Ooh, probably another godstone coming up. A flurry of snowfall seems to come out of nowhere and quickly thickens until you are unable to see the man in front of you. You shout out a complete halt, but the screaming winds drown out the sound. A day passes before the blizzard abates, and clansmen start to reappear from the snowdrifts. It quickly becomes apparent that not everybody is where you last saw them, and a quick search of the area is not enough to recover all the missing clansmen. Make a thorough search for lost clansmen, ask volunteers to scout the immediate area, make a bonfire and wait for missing members to return. Yeah, our morale's starting to dip a little too. Move on, say blessing for lost, commit an hour more to search it before tonight. Now make a bonfire and wait for yeah, we've got some time. Collect what you can for burning, you shout to everyone. We'll wait for the lost to find our beacon. Unfortunately, there is no significant amount of dry wood, and attempts to get a fire going are unsuccessful. Eventually, you realize that nobody else is coming, and return to the trail. Well, piss. There goes morale. Dropping like a stone. A boy has gone missing from the caravan, along with a good number of supplies. The boy's younger brother begins to sob. Some men in the woods made us. Said we had to give them food or they'd kill us. And don't tell nobody. My brother went over there. He points. Well. Send the younger brother and ambush them on the next trade. Try to make a trade for the boy. Lead a war party. Lead a search party. Well, yeah, we know their trick. We know their trick, so we're going to use that against them. That evening, the younger brother sets out with a bag of supplies, silently surrounded by fighters. Within an hour, the sounds of a skirmish ring out. Soon, both boys return, along with cheerful fighters laden with supplies. Fantastic. Alright. We might actually spend some time at this godstone. Might not be a bad idea. The imposing godstone of Bjorulf approaches. His severe image makes it feel like he's watching you, even now. The caravan spreads out, happy to be free of the confining forest and in open fields. Was that what was causing our morale to drop? Was the forest? Huh, that'd be interesting. In fact, in honor of Bjorulf, some of the caravan crack kegs of mead and wine before anyone can stop them. To the only god that matters! They shout. That's a bit deist. Racist, but for gods? Deist? No? Am I the only one laughing at that? I think I might be the only one laughing at that. Everyone drinks, and you're glad for the merriment that has swept over the caravan. We're gonna join the merrymakers. You accept the mead being offered to you and settle in to enjoy one of the few times you felt good since leaving Skogra. Somehow, despite everything that's happened, you're able to let it go for a short while. As the hour becomes late, the caravan is eventually ready to get back on the road. The day by Bjorulf's stone is one of the few memories that hasn't been tarnished by the specter of bad fortune, you think to yourself. Well, fantastic. And with that, I think we're probably going to end this here. Yeah, we're going to end this episode here. And I will see you... Well, actually, let's see what we've got coming up next. Oh, another town. Oh, this is Reykjavik. Oh, I wish I had some renown. Right. An old man sits astride an overgrown portion of the trail. You lost? You ask? You lost? You ask. He adjusts the leather strap on his head and says, "No, are you?" He jumps up and shuffles toward the caravan, his tattered clothes revealing no weapons. Okay. Yeah, we're going to save what happens here, and the dramatic music for the next time. I'm the long game hunter, this is the late game, and I will see you in game.